Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Lunatic Travels. In today's video, I'm going to talk about travel hacking. If you follow me on social media, you've probably heard me use that term quite a bit. So in today's video, I'm going to show you how I do it and how you can go about doing it yourself. So, what is travel hacking? Travel hacking, put simply, is earning points and miles through credit card companies for the purpose of traveling for free or very cheaply. To get started, I want to go over how travel hacking has helped me out personally. That way you guys can kind of see the possibilities that are possible, with it. In the past year's time, I've been able to purchase 10 one-way tickets through different various airlines for a total of about $340. And that includes a flight to Australia, a flight to Hawaii, and a first class ticket to Chicago, and then plus the other 7 flights. Some of the other things that I've gotten from it, I've gotten a $50 gift card to Best Buy, a $100 gift card to eBay, $200 statement credit on my Bank of America card. So those are just a few of the things that I've used just in the past year, which way outweighs any of the anything I've spent or anything that it's cost me on any of these cards. Okay, so now you're probably wondering, how does it work? So essentially what it is there's hundreds of credit cards offers that are out there from all types of different banks and whatnot nationwide. The way it works is these credit cards, they're offering bonuses, which are bonuses in points or miles, for spending X amount of dollars in a certain amount of time. And as long as you meet that spending requirement, you get all these bonus points. Like for example, I got this card recently. It's an American Airlines card. And so for this one, I get 40,000 points if I spend $3,000 in 3 months. And then they also gave me a $100 statement credit to use towards the purchase of a flight. So that's just one example of it. Of course, there's different cards that are hotel branded cards, flight, airline ones like that one I just showed you. It just really depends on what you're looking for. Now, like I said, these points, you're gonna get your best deals out of the flights typically, or any type of travel related expense. But like I mentioned earlier, you can get gift cards, you can get physical gifts, electronics, furniture, all types of different things that they have on the catalog there that you can look at. But there's, like I said, there's tons of options. And keep in mind, 40,000 points when redeemed for travel is about the equivalent of $400 roughly. If you redeem it for gift cards or cash, you're looking at probably between $200 and $300. So that's free money that I'm getting for spending the money that I would have spent regardless. And you can put all types of bills on your credit card, your groceries, your gas, everything that you spend money on, either way. And at the end of that 3 months, you're getting a free $400. Whether you use it for travel or just for whatever the hell you want to use it for, it's a no-brainer to sign up for these cards. And some of the other benefits you can get from some of these cards, depending on which one you go with, is you can get the fast TSA check-in at the airport. You can get free checked baggage on some of these airline cards, which has probably saved me $500 this year just on checked baggage. Trying to think what else. Oh, one of the most important ones is you can get access to they're called Sky Lounges for various airlines. So what that does is you can essentially, let's say you get a layover or you're just early to the airport or whatnot, they have lounges built for customers that have certain cards where you can get complimentary, alcoholic beverages, free food. They have Wi-Fi. Some of them even have showers, places to lay down and stuff like that, office space. So everything you would need to keep yourself occupied while waiting at the airport. Which I haven't got to use it yet, but I do have a couple passes that I plan on using here pretty soon. So right now you're probably thinking, why do they give you all this? What's the catch, or what's in it for them, for the banks? And there's a bunch of factors, but I've narrowed it down to 3 main ones that I think could be considered a catch, if you want to call it that. Number one is that they get to earn a customer. Now, I know that kind of doesn't seem like a catch really, but from the research I've done, apparently nationwide, most people keep their credit cards or stay with the same credit card for about 5 years. So I guess in their eyes, they see that as a win. You know, they get to hold on to this customer for 5 years, more than likely. Obviously, in my case, that's not what happened. I have 8 cards in the past, year and a half or so. So that's number one. Number two is annual fees. A lot of these cards will have an annual fee involved with them, usually anywhere from $50 to $100. Some of them have some as high as like $300, $400, depending on your credit score and whatnot. But so a lot of them are waived for the first year. Some of them you do have to pay up front, so they do get you that way. None of the ones I've signed up for so far have had an upfront annual fee. It's waived for the first year. So they're hoping that you keep it open for that year, and then, once the year's up, you're going to pay some type of annual fee. And in some cases, it's better to hold on to the card, and sometimes it's good to just cancel it. If you've already used up all your points for that card and you don't feel it's necessary to keep it open, might as well cancel it before you have to pay that fee. Number three is the most important catch to look out for, and I'll start by telling you what the number one rule of credit card hacking is, and that is to never keep a balance month to month. So what this means is that the credit cards, mostly the ones that are going to have these huge bonuses and these great offers for signing up, are going to have a really high interest rate. So if you spend whatever X amount of dollars this month, you want to make sure that you pay it off completely. This is not something that you want to be using as like a loan for something that you're going to be carrying for a long time. This is just the money you spend regular, just as if it was cash. That's what you want to use these credit cards for. Because once you start paying interest, you defeat the entire purpose of these cards, and I wouldn't recommend that to anybody, because then you're going to be paying way more in interest and fees and whatnot, and it's not going to help your credit or anything like that. So it's the one thing you have to avoid. If you don't think you can do that, then just forget about it completely, because you're gonna end up just wasting money instead of making any type of money or benefits. Now, to answer the question I get the most in regards to travel hacking is, will it affect my credit or will it hurt my credit? Short answer, not really. More complex answer, it depends on your spending habits and if you're using it efficiently. So each time you open a new credit card, they say it takes about a 2 to 3 point hit on your credit score. Now, keep in mind, in the past year and a half, almost 2 years, I've opened up 8 credit cards. So you're probably thinking, man, he's probably hurt his credit terribly. And it's actually been the opposite for me. When I first started getting into this, I had there's 3 credit bureaus. I had a 690, 700, 700 starting out. And now, a year and a half later, it's actually gone up, and I've continued to open credit cards, and I'm at a 720, 730, 730. So, when I started, I was worried about that too at first, but I did research, and everybody said that, as long as you're, responsible with it, your credit score should actually shoot up. And it turns out that's been the case. But the key is to being financially responsible. Now, the one thing I wouldn't do is, if you're considering buying a house or maybe even a car anytime soon, you probably don't want to be opening this many cards, just because you want to have the best credit possible when you make those big purchases. So if that's the case, I wouldn't open any cards right now. If buying a house is your main priority right now. And there is a lot more factors that go into developing your credit score. So it would take a long time for me to explain in this video. So if I were you, just go to Google, go to YouTube, search it. In an hour, you could probably find out everything you've ever wanted to know about, how your credit is developed. That's what I did, and it's like I said, there's different sections that build everything up. And next, you'll want to make sure and to do some research and figure out a card that's right for you. Like I said, there's many different choices between airlines, hotels, just regular American Express cards and whatnot that will fit the needs that what you plan on doing. If you plan on wanting to stay at a bunch of hotels, then of course you're going to want a hotel card. If you plan on just flying a lot, then get the airline cards. Like I said, you're going to have to do some research in that. There's plenty of sites, which I'll show you here in a second, that you can do that research and figure out pretty much everything you want to know about all the cards. And finally, you want to make sure that whichever card you go with, that you're able to meet the spending requirements. Some of them have a $500 requirement for 3 months, some of them a $2,000, $3,000, $4,000. So you want to pick one that you make sure within that 3-month time period that you're able to spend that much money. And some people, they see the number, they think it seems high, which it does seem high, but you don't realize how much you spend, like I said, on everything that you buy. If you just put everything on that card, but make sure you also have the cash to back that up, to pay it off right away, then, as long as you can meet that requirement, that's going to be one of the main factors. Because if not, then you'll have to open the card, take a hit on the credit, and if you don't spend that money, then you don't get any of those points. So it's kind of a waste if you don't do that. And before I leave you guys, I want to show you the sites that I use to do my research on all these credit cards. The first one is called thepointsguy.com. It has details about not only the card offerings and what kind of points and stuff you can get, but also tells you even how to use the points. Certain deals that they have at the time, and there's a lot of information on this website for you to look at. If you just want to look at the cards, you just go to the top here, select top cards. And if you scroll down here, he'll have a list, everything listed out. So here, for instance, he has number 1 as the Business Platinum card from American Express. Shows you how many points you get, how much purchases you need to make, within how much time, and when the deal expires. Also, different perks that you get with that particular card, annual fee. I'm sure if you click somewhere in here, you can figure out what the interest rate would be. And he just goes on to continue to show a bunch of different cards, which are the main ones you'll see on every site. And my other website that I use, it's called nerdwallet.com. This one has a little bit easier layout to look at the individual cards. As you can see here, it has all the cards lined up, and it'll show you, for instance, what the bonus offer is, the value that the card gives you, annual fee, interest rate, and another evaluation of the interest rate. Alright, so that's all I have for you guys today. I hope it was informative. I do want to keep in mind that even though I've been doing this, for a year or two now, I'm no expert in it, and there's tons of ground to cover, way outside the scope of a 10-minute video or however long this is. So I encourage you to do more research. There's tons of information out there, and like I said, pretty soon you'll be getting plenty of free flights and free hotels all over the place. So I hope it was informative. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe, please. And if you have any questions, comment down below or contact me on any of my social media pages, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as possible.